Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends, that's what Sayo says. Let's give it up. Hello, my lovely, lovely succulents. I hope you are okay. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Now, bit of transparency, right? I'm not in a great mood. I'm not in a good mood. I'm cheery, I'm, bubbly, etc. because that's just my default, but I'm not in a good mood. I've had some stuff just really annoy me. Just really annoying stuff happening. But you know what? It's okay. Today I'm not really in like a chatty mood. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit today, okay? We're going to do, this whole episode is going to be trying to clear the backlog of dilemmas that people have been sending into our problematic problems helpline, okay? That's what we're going to do today. Now, usually, when we're having our problematic problems discussions, usually it's Auntie Sade that will be doing it. But remember, I said that she's in Nigeria for dirty December.
If you have a problematic problem, I will try my best to solve them. Sending your dilemmas via the email or in the DMs. If you have a problematic problem, I will try my best to solve them. Sending your dilemmas via the emails or in the DMs. If you have a problematic problem, I will try my best to solve them. Sending your dilemmas via the email or in the DMs. If you have a problematic problem, I will try my best to solve them. Sending your dilemmas via the email or in the DMs. If you have a problematic problem, I will try my best to solve them. Sending your dilemmas via the emails or in the DMs.
Auntie Sade is in Nigeria for dirty December. So it's just gonna be a bit of a chill one. I say chill. Some of the dilemmas that I'm reading, yeah. We'll see, Sha. So we're gonna get straight into it with the dilemmas. I feel like just like I just think these dilemmas are really, really good. So quick little bit of context. I had recorded 3 dilemmas, right? I had recorded 3 dilemmas, episodes or responses. They were all deleted. And remember when I said I was in a bad mood? That's why I was in a bad mood, because when the 3rd one got deleted, I said, okay, what's actually going on? Like, what's actually going on? So I'm having to redo the dilemmas that I've already done before that should have been out ages ago. But, lo and behold, they not. So we're gonna do the dilemmas, right? Some of them are quite old, some of them are more recent, like this one, okay? So this one is a romantic problem as well. I'm assuming Sister Girl saw our last romantic problem dilemma when we told our good sister to leave that man. Yeah? I'm gonna preface this as, again, good sis, leave him. Leave. I really want us to just normalize leaving. I want us to normalize leaving at the first sign of, like, listen, when a guy makes me think, oh, you disappointed me. That's it. From the first time that you've disappointed me, I've noted that you are no longer getting the benefit of the doubt from me. And I don't know. Do you know what it is? And I feel like it's because, for me, if you can do this one thing, you can do so much worse. You can do so much worse, especially if it's like a pattern of behavior, especially if it's like just in you to be a dickhead. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that with people that I'm dating, right? And the thing is, yeah, like people always ask me, oh, so obviously as an atheist, people always ask me, so what is it like dating as an atheist? Like, what is it like, like, how do you find dating as an atheist and blah, blah, blah? How do you find dating when you're so... I don't really think of myself as strict, to be honest with you. I really don't. I'm no nonsense. Mostly, like, and it's something that you have to actually like get to a point of being, and it just saves you a lot of time, a lot of energy. But like I said, I'm not precious about guys. I'm not precious about men at all. They are not, like, it is just a man. It is just a man. It's just a man, okay? That's why I love my girls. that's why I love women's. I love women's. Anyway, so a romantic problem as well. So part letter 2. Good evening, Sayo. I followed you on Twitter for the longest time and I literally love you. Love you too, sister. Mwah, kisses for you. So there's this guy I met recently. Leave him. We had a mutual friend and I met him for the first time at a friend's place. Unplanned. Prior to that meeting, my friend had occasionally mentioned him, talking about how he, the guy, reminded her, my friend, of me. I was curious to meet him, so it was a pleasant surprise seeing him there. We hit it off really well and quick, and by the end of the day, we had made plans to meet up somewhere else and chill. I was excited about the whole thing, and he just felt right. Fast forward 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Nika, won't need. 2 weeks, Nika. Fast forward 2 weeks. I went to his place for the first time and I bumped into someone who lived in the apartment building. It was a woman, innit? There's more to... Okay. She was someone who bullied and tortured me with her clique throughout my time in senior secondary school and my first year in uni in hostels. And I recognized her immediately. You need to slap him. Sister, you need to slap him for even knowing her. Sorry. Slap him for even knowing her. And then slap him again when he turns the other cheek for being in the same building as her. That's ridiculous. You couldn't have found somewhere else to live. And I recognized her immediately. She was right at his door when I saw her. And when he opened the door and saw the both of us, he said I could go in and wait for him. He was at the door for about 5 minutes before coming in. I obviously wasn't very pleased about seeing her here. Obviously. So when he came in, he saw my facial expression and asked what was wrong. I told him everything about my experience of being bullied by this girl with her, and he looked very attentive and empathetic. He's gonna do some shit to piss me off, innit? He's gonna do some shit to piss me off. Okay. He then told me that she was the only neighbor he talked to and that he was sorry about my history with her and that he would try to keep me from having to see or interact with her. This is getting a bit lengthy. I'm sorry. Don't worry, sister. I had sex with him that day for the first time and it was great. A few days later, he asked me to be his girlfriend and I said yes because it felt perfect. I went to his place one day for the third time. And when he opened the door for me, the girl came up the stairs and she was almost behind me. I saw her and then I tried to hug and peck him, to assert dominance or whatever. Mark your territory, sister. Okay. But then he held down my arms and told me to go inside. Are you dumb? You're rejecting... Okay. Remember when I prefix this with leave him? Leave him. Sorry. Leave him. You're not gonna... Nah. Okay. He held down my arms and told me to go inside. So he rejected your hug in the presence of your bully. Okay. That night, I confronted him about it, and he told me that she was someone he respected a lot and saw as an older sister, and that he always needed her approval and validation. What? Ordinary neighbor. Ordinary neighbor. You need approval and you have respect. What? Wait, That night, I confronted him about it, and he told me that she was someone he respected a lot and saw as an older sister, and that he always needed her approval and validation. Oreo pe. Were. Ọmọ àlè. Ọmọ àlè ni bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n mi. Needed her approval and validation. Not just approval and validation. Approval and validation. He said he had spoken to her about the bullying, but she said she had no memory of that, but she knew me and didn't like me. So you don't remember bullying a girl, tormenting her with your gang of goons, but you remember not liking her. Okay. So he didn't tell her that I was now his So he didn't tell her that I was now his girlfriend, and he didn't want me to kiss him in front of her so she wouldn't find out. I got mad and left his place upset, but now I think I didn't handle it properly. It's been 3 days. I've been ignoring his texts. What should I do? Burn down his building? Sorry, no. No, don't burn down his building. I am, no. What? Okay, so quick summary. Quick synopsis. Sister girl meets a guy through mutual friends. They get talking. They like each other. She's taken a liking to him. When she goes to see him, she realizes that he lives in the same building as a babe who was her bully and tormented her for all throughout uni. Finds out that they are friends and neighborly. Tells him about her experience. He was empathetic and, comforting. They have sex. He asked her to be his girlfriend. The next time she goes to see him, the third time she goes to see him, he rejects her hug in front of her bully. When he spoke to the neighbor bully about his girl's experience, she denied it, said she had no recollection, but remembers not liking her. So after rejecting the hug from your babe in the presence of this girl that bullied her, you're saying that you need her validation and you need her her validation and what else? Approval. And you're intentionally not telling the bully that this is your girlfriend. And sister, you're saying that you don't think you handled it properly. You didn't handle it properly, actually. You didn't handle it properly, actually, because you should have taught him a new one. You should have taught him a new one because he's being insensitive to your distress. If he is comfortable knowing that somebody in his life, who is just a neighbor, mind you, a neighbor/friend, has caused you so much distress, he is comfortable putting you in environments that distress you and then gaslighting and blaming you for it. He seems, this kind of mentality, this kind of action, and this kind of response from him, he absolutely is a victim blamer. He will definitely blame the victim. If you were to tell him now that you were assaulted, he would say, oh, he's the type to be like, oh yeah, but what did you do? Oh yeah, but what were you wearing? This is how I'm thinking. Because if your man is comfortable to leave you in situations where he's invalidating your experience, he is trivializing your triggers, and he is undermining your place in his life as his girlfriend, you absolutely should have slapped him. You absolutely should have told him about himself. Because that's not right. That's not right. For me, there's no reconciling that. That would be my boundary, because you're not going to make... I'm not going to open up to my partner and tell them, oh, babe, this friend of yours tormented me and I have memories of being bullied by them. And you're saying, oh, yeah, I need their approval and their respect. Are you stupid? First question I'm going to ask the partner, are you stupid? Are you listening to me? Did you hear what I said? Because it's not even a thing of, you shouldn't even have to tell him to, like, end that. Sorry. You shouldn't even have to tell him to park that relationship. You shouldn't have to tell him. That should just be something that he's like, raw, like, why would she do that? How could she do that? How can she be that kind of person? The neighbor. How can the neighbor be that kind of person? How can she bully you for, like, what? Because one thing about me, bitch, I hate bullies. Your boyfriend don't hate, but I hope he's your ex now, sis. Your boyfriend don't hate bullies enough. If he's going to be telling you, oh, yeah, oh, the girl that bullied you, yeah, I mean, it was a shame, but she doesn't remember, and I respect her, and I need her approval and her validation. Do you know how sick? They're fucking. They're fucking. It's either they're fucking or he wants to. He wants to keep that option available. He wants to keep her available. End it. And what I would do, or what I would have done in that situation, I would have told him about himself. I would have cussed him out. I would have broken up with him. I would have smashed a couple things as well. I would have broken a couple things as well. Because what do you mean? I would have told him exactly about himself. What kind of a partner are you? What kind of a partner are you if you're comfortable with your partner, with your girlfriend being so uncomfortable with a relationship that you have with somebody who quite literally bullied her? And then it's saying she doesn't remember bullying you. Of course she's not going to tell you, yeah, I bullied your girlfriend. Of course she's not going to tell you, because she doesn't want to be held accountable. These two are thick as thieves. Sister, leave him. Leave him. If you have some anger, some resentment in your chest to get out, get it out. Send him a voice note or call him. Let it out. And I hate when people say this thing is like, oh yeah, but like, just move on. Oh, don't let him get a rise out of you. Don't let them. Listen. One thing about, I'm going to send a paragraph. I'm going to send a voice note. I'm going to get it off my chest for the sake of me. I'm going to get everything, because it's not that I'm opening dialogue. We're not opening conversation. No, we're not having a conversation. I'm telling you about yourself. I'm telling you how I feel. And I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you. There was this one guy who I met. Where did I even meet him? It doesn't matter. He's very insignificant. This one guy who I met, we were supposed to go on a date. The day of the date, he doesn't call, doesn't text, doesn't do anything. Even the day before, he didn't call, didn't text, do anything. So for me, I'm like, cool, I'm not going. Like, fuck I look like. I see him now. Months later, I'm looking fab. I'm looking good. Do you get it? And I see him on the underground. And he's like, oh, Rasha, oh, hey, how are you? I was like, don't talk to me. Who are you talking to? Don't talk to me. I kiss my teeth. This was in front of everyone on the platform. I'm like, who are you talking to? Don't ever talk to me. Like, I said a couple other things as well, but I just kissed my teeth and walked away. Fuck, I look like giving a man another chance. To another chance to what? To make me look like a clown. Another chance to think that me and him are equally yoked. No. And the fact that he rejected your hug in front of her sister, it's either that they're fucking or he wants to be with her. He wants to fuck. Leave him. I don't think you wild out. I don't think you reacted enough, quite frankly, with you. I don't think you reacted enough. And I think women do this thing where like because it's been made out to be like, you know, being calm and being demure and not showing your emotions when you've quite literally been rage baited, when you've been put in a situation that is mind-boggling. They think that, let's handle it with grace. Oh, don't let him know that he affected you. Yeah, well, you did. Because that kind of mentality is only going to keep them in the dissonance, in the delusion of thinking that they didn't do you that kind of wrong. And it's not about if they cared or not. I don't give a flying toss if I send a paragraph to someone and they don't read it. I got it off my chest. What are people not understanding? I got it off my chest. I need you to know so that next time you see me and I spit in your face, it's not a shock. It's not a surprise. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Sister, you didn't react nearly enough because that's crazy. I hope you're not still with him. Like, I really hope you're not still with him because that is absolutely crazy. Prick. Like, he's actually a prick. Sorry. And he's a coward as well. I hate a cowardly ass man. I hate a cowardly ass bitch. I hate that. You can't stand up for your woman. You can't stand up for your woman because you want to get your cock wet with the neighbor. Sorry, sister, that's just what's happening. That's what is happening. He doesn't want to burn bridges with her because he still wants something from her. I'm sorry. That's just what I think. Like, leave him, end things, move on. Honestly, because absolutely not. And I don't want you to think because you've had sex with him, that you should feel compelled to stay with him because of the illusion of body count and, not wanting to be. No, we're adults. No, we're adults. Leave him. Leave the next one if they fuck up as well, if they act up. Keep leaving. I don't know how much more I can say. Men like this, the undateables, they're not worth any kind of commitment. It doesn't deserve any kind of commitment from you at all. Leave him. And I hope you ain't still with him, sis. That's crazy. Pissed me off. Okay, we have another one here. I think it's so crazy because if I were ever in a situation where my partner doesn't consider me, my well-being, my safety, my emotional regulation, because this thing is actually causing you distress. Because what do you mean you told your man that his neighbor, the girl that he decided to befriend, bullied you throughout uni, and then he's telling you, oh yeah, she's someone whose validation and acceptance I need. If my partner ever, because he's choosing his relationship with her over your relationship. Make the decision very easy for him. Remove yourself. That's crazy. Next dilemma. Okay, this is workplace bullshit and racism. Ooh, okay. Hey, Sayo, please keep this anonymous. Okay, baby. Man, do I have gist for you? Sister, I'm logged in. Okay. It's a lot, so buckle up. I'm still in the thick of it. Into the thick of it. into the thick. Sorry. I'm still in the thick of it, but I really need to get this off my chest. Get it off your chest, baby. I've been working as a junior graphic designer at a small creative agency, and as the only black woman in the office. Oh, sister. I already feel for you, sister. I already feel for you, sister. As the only black woman in the office. Okay, I can already see where this is going. They've made it painfully clear how underappreciated I am. I joined in 2022 straight out of uni. Oh, by the way, I'm from Kenya. Ooh, hello. From Kenya. So this meant a lot to me, and so I was excited to start my career, as you should be. This year, things took a turn. I was put on a performance support plan that was supposed to help me move from junior to mid designer, but it quickly turned into unpaid overtime and constant pressure. My manager, let's call him Henry, already fuck you, Henry, was barely engaged, like I said, was barely engaged, often unprepared for reviews and dismissive of my work. Again, fuck you, Henry. The only real support I had was from my colleague, Victoria, one of the senior designers who later went on maternity leave. After she left, Henry completely flipped his feedback on the same work he'd once praised, leaving me confused and disheartened. Around that same time, I had a visa renewal meeting with Henry and another boss, Ruth, who also acted as the HR before you get to the real HR. Weird and sketchy, I know, very. They told me I didn't qualify for a visa because I was 26 when I'm actually 24. That meeting was humiliating. They hadn't even done the most basic research, and I left feeling small and anxious. The fact that something as serious as my right to stay in this country was handled with such carelessness and incompetence is still shocking. This is England. Then, the next day, one of the other bosses, let's call him William. Again, fuck you, William, because I'm seeing the words KKK. I'm seeing the letters KKK, K cubed. Then the next day, one of the other bosses, let's call him William, made a joke referencing the KKK. Ruth was in the room and said, "Oh, that's not good," and carried on working. Later, I found out he had also used the N-word to describe a paint color. That broke me. I cried the entire weekend. I've dealt with racism before, but hearing it from someone I worked with every day was actually painful. It would be. A colleague, Amy, ended up taking it upon herself to report the incidents to HR because I was too scared because my visa was on the line. If that goes, I have 60 days to pack my load and leave. HR eventually reached out, but when I submitted my grievance, they were suddenly so hard to get a hold of. But with everyone else, they were so available. Side eye, bombastic side eye. The company gave a general apology, lumping everything together, while the man who made the comments sat right behind me, silent. After the apology, I waited to speak privately to Ruth. I told her how anxious I felt around William and asked for a proper apology. She said she couldn't help because she was involved in the case. She left the room to give me space, but when she came back with the HR's contact and found me in tears, she finally saw how serious things had gotten. Later that day, Ruth announced to everyone that I'd be leaving next year. I chose not to attend because I was still fresh from crying. The good thing was that all my colleagues already knew since we had already had a few trauma dump sessions, and they later told me how uncomfortable it was for the bosses. No one reacted. Everyone just stared them down. Honestly, I was grateful my colleagues had my back. When I finally got through to HR again, she told me there was no point taking the formal route because they'd already apologized and were planning training. It felt like my pain had been dismissed again. I'm still going through a lot right now, and it's really taken a toll on my mental health. I'm just a fellow damsel. Oh, sister, aren't we all? Aren't we all? I'm just a fellow damsel who loves to sketch, drink matcha, and bed rot. But all of this has taken the fun out of life. I'm only 24, not from here, and I honestly don't even know where to start if this turns legal. But I do know if I don't do anything now, I'll regret never standing up for what's right, mind you. It's Black History Month, so this was sent in October. Any advice would be greatly appreciated, and thank you for starting this podcast. It's made my days so much more bearable and given me something to look forward to. Please keep up the amazing work and jingles, and know that you are so loved and appreciated. Oh, thank you. Right. So, quick summary of this dilemma. Workplace racism, HR being useless as always, senior member of staff making a joke referencing the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, quite literally a terrorist organization, despite them still not being categorized and recognized formally as a terrorist organization in the US. Another one used the N-word as a adjective to describe a color. Okay. I mean, it's not an adjective. The N-word isn't an adjective, but sure. Gaslit and not supported by HR, and the conspiracy of silence and suppression continues. Now, they are discouraging you from taking it up further because they don't want to be caught up in the litigation and the legal work, and they don't want to have it turn legal because then it will be referenced, there will be a case. That's why they're telling you, oh yeah, well, there's not really a point now because he's already apologized. No, we need legal action. We need it to be on the company records. We need it to be something that when people are searching up regarding that company, it is right there that there is a case. But first of all, I'm so empathetic and sympathetic towards this experience, babe, because honestly, this is something that is very, very common. And this is not me trying to, minimize your experience. I'm just saying that workplace racism is a very, very extremely common experience that many Black people in corporate settings in particular, but just in most professional settings experience, whether they are aware of it or not. This is the kind of racism, workplace racism, that you cannot ignore, that you cannot downplay, and that's what they're trying to get you to do. I'm really, really saddened by the fact that they put you through this and that you haven't been supported nearly in the way that you should have been supported. You see, when you cried, they took action. One thing about me, I'm gonna turn on my white woman tears. It's only when you cry, when you wail, when you show emotion, that they will start to see you as human. White women weaponize their tears so much, and it works for them. It works for them. I've had the only two white women who have been close enough to me, they have both weaponized their tears against me. It's why I'm not very close to many white women. For me once kind of thing, for me twice, for me, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, cool. You need to cry. You need to cry when you are in front of these people. I don't know if you're still working there, but cry. Crying works. You need to show emotion because they're just going to see you as this. You don't want to be stoic in these situations because they will so quickly throw that aggressive stereotype onto you for being stoic. You think that suppressing your emotions is professional. No, cry. You have to cry. Workplace racism is so insidious. I'm so disgusted by this. I really hope that you take legal actions. I know obviously you're in a situation where your visa is, your right to stay and right to work visa is under I guess maybe some scrutiny or is under some uncertainty, but you should still report this and take this higher. Sue that company for emotional distress and also keep an email chain. You need to reference this thing in email. CC everybody. Tag everybody in this thing. Tag everyone. Because whether you do it and nothing happens or you don't do it and nothing happens, either way, you're still going to get the result of nothing happening. But at least if you do it, it's referenced. It's there. Do you know what I mean? I think obviously only you know the full context and what it is you're able to do. I know that legal taking on a case like this can be overwhelming to someone who doesn't have permanent stay in the UK. But this is an intimidation tactic that they're using. They're trying to intimidate you out of pressing charges because they know that they would now be caught up in the litigation and the legal paper and the legal jargon, the legal framework of everything. Sue for emotional distress because you should not be working in an environment like that. Whether or not you have permanent stay or not, you still have rights. You need to check your contract as well. Read through your contract and see what it says regarding things like this. Because you should most definitely sue. And also, if you decide to not sue, which I would definitely advise, I think you should still seek revenge. I'm a big fan of revenge. I think revenge is very underutilized. I love revenge. I practice revenge. Big fan of revenge, So what I would say, tilapia fish? Yeah, tilapia fish. Let me tell you how to deal with a racist workplace. Buy some fish. Put it in a Ziploc bag. Or maybe even some cans of tuna before you completely leave that workplace. Because I know you said that they're not renewing your contract or whatever. Leave open fish in vents, in places that people generally do not look, under the floor. Wherever it is you can leave fish, stink up that whole place. Make that entire environment as toxic for them as they have made it for you. I know it will be a false equivalence because racism and a pungent fishy smell, completely incomparable, but cause them some sort of distress, cause them some sort of discomfort, and gaslight them all into saying, no, I don't smell anything. No, I don't smell anything. Whole time there's fish in the vents. There's fish in kidney. Pour fish juice on. I like petty acts of revenge that cause discomfort. I would pour some fish, some when tinned tuna comes in brine. Open that brine, pour it on the seats of that bastard manager, William, or whatever the heck, Henry and William. Pour it on William's chair. Cause them distress, cause them uncomfort in different ways. I'm telling you, you need to get revenge. That's my advice. Get revenge, sue them, let it be known. when you leave the company, or even if it's something you do after you leave the company, let them know. Write the story, write exactly the experience, and share it on social media. Tag them, let them know. Ask for people to, because that's absolutely fucking insane. That's so racist. That is absolutely insane. And we're expected to just normalize this. We're expected to just deal with it. Like, what do you mean? That's so dehumanizing. That is literally dehumanizing. Racism is dehumanizing. It is so dehumanizing. And they expect you to just, get on with it? No. No. I remember one time there was this, story time.
Story time with Sayo.
There was this
Story time.
colleague of mine who has a racial fetish, right? Now, I'm someone who's quite racially literate. And so I pick up on racially motivated cues, no matter how subtle, a lot more and a lot quicker and a lot more astutely than, like a racially illiterate person would, right? Anyways, I'm in the library. This man comes into the library, sits not too far from me, sorry. This man, he had already made it very clear that he was attracted to me, right? He already made it very clear that he had a crush on me, or he liked me, or whatever. Mind you, one of the last experiences that I had with a white boy liking me, he said some racist shit. Boom, get out. That's enough for me, man. Because how are you telling me you like me and you're racist? I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't trust you people's perception of me, so that won't happen. That won't happen. Anyways, he comes into the library, sits next to me, this guy at work. He's striking conversation with me. Mind you, I'm doing some work. He turns around, he's like, oh, hey, how are you? I'm just like, I'm good. I didn't ask him how he was. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm good. I was like, oh, okay, cool, good. Silence. All of a sudden, he's like, I like my meat dark. Who the fuck are you talking to? When he said that to me, I was like, huh? What'd you just say? Because mind you, you're hideous. You're ugly. Like, you're actually hideous. You're not my type. And so for you to think that you have, that's crazy. Even if he were attractive, even if he was physically appealing, does not even minimize any of that. But it's the fact that you, with your hideous self, had the audacity to refer to me as dark meat. He said that. I was like, huh? What did you just say? He's like, oh, well, I meant it as a compliment. Isn't that a compliment? I looked at him, I'm just like, what kind of fucking compliment would that be? I was like, what kind of compliment would that be? And he was like, oh, I didn't I like black women. I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. He said that so boldly. I didn't report it, but I wish I had. Because mind you, this guy, he's at home with his dark-skinned wife and mixed-race baby. Racist man with a racial fetish for dark-skinned black women. He's got a dark-skinned wife at home. Mixed-race child. And so when you expand your understanding of the different ways in which racism can manifest, because on the spectrum of racist dehumanization, of anti-black dehumanization, you have discrimination, and then you have deification, you have fetish. It's all on the same spectrum, just different ends of the spectrum. That's why there is no flattery in fetish. There's no flattery in fetish because they're subjecting you to their perception and holding you to stereotypes and archetypes that are founded in racist tropes. But they've spun it in a way that is complementary only to someone who has low racial self-esteem and low racial group esteem. Like, a racial fetish is only flattering to someone with a low racial self-esteem. Fuck, I look like being flattered by a white man who tells me he likes black women. So fucking what? Let alone a white man who says, oh yeah, I like my meat dark. What the who talks like that? Because I'm just meat? I'm dark meat? Are you sick? I should have spat in his face. But this is the thing about working as a black person in these environments where it's like you don't even know how to react because when it happens, you can't even calibrate. You can't. It's like what? And then you don't even know how to react because it's like, yo, what the fuck? What? So you should definitely sue. You should take this higher up. You should make a lot of noise about this because that's absolutely fucking outlandish. Fish, tilapia, croaker, tuna. When you leave it as a parting gift. Put it somewhere obscure, somewhere they will not think to check. Let that whole building smell like fish, smell like gone off fish. Let all the fumes. Let it distribute amongst the vents all throughout their desks, so that that workplace is toxic. Let them do it. Like, I think that's. I'm so sorry that you went through that. Honestly, like, you absolutely should not have experienced that whatsoever, like, at all. And then the HR being absolutely useless. Shock. HR is not there to protect and to, what's the word? HR is not there to protect and defend the employee. It's to defend and protect the image of the company. That's what HR is there for. HR is not your friend. Okay, do not listen to HR's advisement on this at all. They want you, they are counting on you not knowing your rights. They're counting on you not knowing the different legal avenues that you can go down. They're counting on you not knowing what you can do to protect yourself and what to do to actually raise, to take this further. That's why they're telling you, oh yeah, he's apologized. What the fuck is an apology gonna do? What is an apology gonna do? It's ruined your work environment. Like, it's so that is absolutely disgusting. Like, absolutely disgusting. I'm so mad for you. I'm so upset for you. But I also think that, like, don't even pretend that everything is okay. Don't pretend that everything is okay. Make a deal out of it. Don't let them forget. And remind them that you remember. Don't even remind them that you remember. Don't even, because what they're going to do, terminate you. Okay, that's false termination. But you need to have a paper trail of this. So email, have CC all of the people involved, CC everyone in the company. CC everyone in the company. Because if they're gonna fire you anyway, if they aren't gonna renew your visa anyway, and you're gonna have to start looking for a new job, yeah, man, burn that place down. Metaphorically. Burn that place to the ground, metaphorically. That's absolutely crazy. So another dilemma. This is a lot of problematic problems. These are serious problematic problems. Oh my goodness. Oh. I would also suggest that you speak to other black people about it. Speak to them about, their experience in workplace, their experience of workplace racism, what they did, what avenues they went through, and, do your research and do your due diligence and, read stories and look at the cases of people who sued for racism at work under the same kind of conditions that you are in, and see what they were able to do. I think talking about these things is very important because shame thrives in silence, okay? They want you to not talk about it to anyone so that you don't equip yourself with, what you can do to better protect yourself and to get at least some sort of compensation for the emotional turmoil that you went through, okay? Like, this is... have the conversations, talk to people, and find out what it is you can do, a realistic and attainable thing for you to do. I think that's very important. So we have another problem here. So next dilemma, problematic problem. Okay, so hey Sayo, how are you doing today? I'm good, thank you very much. I'm obsessed with you and everything you do. Oh, thank you. I saw the video of when you made your dad apologize for what he did to you when you were younger, and please, I need your advice. Are you ready for what I have to say? Because honestly, are you ready for what I'm about to say? Because I have a no tolerance policy for terrible parenting. And obviously, please, discernment, only you know the reality, the full scope and reality of your situation. And so only you will know what it is that you can do. And your safety is very, very important. Because just from reading this alone, I can already tell there's some bullshit in this. Okay? But let's continue. Okay, so we'll start again from the beginning. Hey, Shara, how are you doing today? Okay, I saw the video of you when you made your dad apologize for what he did to you when you were younger, and please, I need your advice. It's about my mum. I love my mum so much, and we've been through it since we were little. So I can say to some extent, which is a lot of extent, she's obsessed with me. I do everything she wants, and when she wants, because she's such a provider and superwoman to me that I don't want to disappoint her at all. Get comfortable with disappointing your mom. That's the first thing I'm going to say. And also, if she's obsessed with you, this feels like it's laying the groundwork for enmeshment. Yeah. When like the parent is so enmeshed with the child's life that they do not see the child as their individual sovereign self. Get comfortable disappointing your mother. I think the more African children disappoint their parents, the sooner the better. Disappoint them. Because guess what? You are also a disappointment to me. What now? Now we're just both disappointed in each other. If your parents are disappointed in you, let them know that you're disappointed in them as well. Like, well, you think you have the monopoly on feelings of disappointment? Many of our parents are disappointments. Let's be real. Like, don't let the fact that the thought of you being a disappointment to her, let that stop you. Girl, you better get comfortable with being a disappointment to them and revel in the freedom of that as well. Please. Okay. I recently became a lawyer, and of course she's proud. We all are proud, but I'm struggling with her in ways I can't imagine. I don't know if it's because I'm growing now and realizing a lot of things. First of all, she's not the cutest when she's angry, and she transfers aggression a lot. She uses so many hurtful words to me and sometimes the people around her, e.g. bastard. See, now, I love calling men bastards. I feel like the patriarchy really ate with that. The patriarchy really ate with bastards. But I understand that in the context that she is using it, especially as a Nigerian woman, I'm assuming you are Nigerian from your name, it carries a different weight, right? So I understand that. So she's verbally abusive. Okay, so e.g. bastard, which is a thing in an African household. Of course, like I said, prostitutes. Yep. I don't know what gave her that impression. Misogyny, internalized misogyny. That's what gave her that impression. It's literally not you. It's internalized misogyny. And she's always shouting. Shock. When I mean always shouting, always shouting. I work in Lagos and on the island, so I stay on the island weekdays and she wants me to come home back to the mainland weekends. This is fine with me, but sometimes I don't want to go home because the house is always tense. Why will it not be tense when she's calling everybody bastard and prostitutes and shouting? Why will it not be tense? Instead of creating an environment that is nurturing and that is welcoming and that is inviting, they blame you for not wanting to come home into that kind of toxicity. Grow up, bro. Like, what? Okay. Everyone is always trying to keep their distance, sometimes from her, and their distance sometimes from her, and I just want peace of mind. Sometimes I would like to go out with my friends. The most recent one is that I didn't go home on Friday, but of course I was going to go home on Saturday, and I called her throughout that week, as I would usually do, so I could speak to her and also inform her that I might not come home Friday for whatever reason. She refused to pick my calls throughout the week, and the reason, I don't know. You wouldn't believe by 11 p.m. she was calling everyone else to call me to tell me that she's upset and I should start coming home. Okay. So instead of calling you, she was calling everybody else. Okay. You know that's a manipulation tactic, by the way. Your mom is very manipulative. Your mom is emotionally manipulative and she is she's weaponizing emotional blackmail as a way to control you. She refused to pick my calls throughout the week, and the reason, I don't know. You wouldn't believe by 11 p.m. she was calling everyone else to call me to tell me that she's upset and I should start coming home. Coming home in the middle of the night, okay? In Nigeria, in that land of insecurity. That's reckless. That's so, not only is she wildly irresponsible, she's reckless for that. You should be coming home at night in that Nigeria where insecurity is rampant. That's so irrational, bro. Like, okay. All right, let's continue. I ended up going home on Saturday, which I usually do if I don't go home on a Friday. Until this day, she refuses to speak to me. When she's angry at someone, she pours all her anger on the people that stay with her. We try to understand her frustration because we know she's going through some things. Best believe that talking to her is just not it, because she will take my words how she wants to take them, which is I'm being disrespectful, and not that I actually mean well and just want her to understand. When she shouts now and says a lot of harsh things, I just don't have the reaction as much. My reaction being crying and begging. I'm just not fazed about it now, and that also gets her upset so much. I don't know if she thinks I'm still the same with how I was when I was younger, but if that's what it is, she's wrong, because this has taken a huge toll on me, and this is why I don't confide in her for anything. She sees me as a robot, literally. She believes I can't be sad or angry because she gave birth to me and she spends money on me, and it frustrates me so much because all my life I've had to compress those feelings and it has been so unhealthy. I've had a heavy chest since high school because I've never had peace of mind, and it's about her. I'm always worried because of her, what she thinks. Even when I'm not doing anything bad, I'm scared. My heart is heavy because I don't have peace, because it's like I know she will shout, curse me or insult or hit me. There we go. It's so bad that people around me know and see me as a mummy's girl. Mummy's girl, this and that. And sometimes it's not in a cute way. It's in a you need to break from the shackles kind of way. It's too much, Sayo. Now she's like, oh, Shebi is freedom she wants. I will leave her to it. What does that even mean? Like a prisoner. And besides she funds my life, and now I'm trying to do better for myself and make ends meet for myself because I can't take it anymore. But in the meantime, I don't know what to do. It feels like a trap. I was going to talk to her because I don't get money. But more, she's doing too much. And yes, I'm not saying I don't have my mistakes, but I'm a very good child, and I'm a very good child, that I know. And it's not like I'm running away. I love her so much, but it gets to a point. There's more to it, but I will stop here. What do you think? I'm 22, by the way. I hope you see this message. Thank you. Okay, sister. You're in... It's a very layered dilemma. It's a very layered environment and situation to be in. Sorry. Because one, you are still financially dependent on her. You're 22, so you're still very young. You're living in Nigeria. She's your mother. You love her, but you can identify that she is not good for you. She is not a motivating force within your life. You're the positive motivating force within my life. She's not the positive motivating force in your life. You are dealing with physical, verbal, emotional, and psychological abuse and negligence and neglect here. And so there's a lot of things that you're having to deal with. And I know just how suffocating that can be. I'm really glad that you know that it is a problem and it's not a problem that you want to continue. Speaking from my experience, when I stopped talking to my dad for like a month or two, we were living in the same house. I'd wake up, I'd see him, I'd walk past him. I would intentionally make eye contact with him. And I wouldn't talk to him. I wouldn't greet him. And you know they love greeting. They feed off, they need that they have to be greeted as, oh, it's disrespectful, you don't need chill. Because what they do with that is they minimize, they hyper focus and zoom in on a very trivial aspect of your relationship, such as greeting. And they blow it out of proportion and try to conflate it with the reason as to why you're not greeting them, as to why you're not talking to them. I stood my ground for a good month and a half or so, however long it took for him to apologize sincerely. And even then, I already made up my decision as to how I was going to move forward with the relationship, moving forward. But I didn't talk to my dad. I didn't feel any type of way about it. Yes, did it cause some tension in the house? Absolutely. But that's his fault. That was his fault. And so I didn't feel any type of way about it. I think it's very important to understand that it is not, like, it's not that you're at fault. Your mum is, from the sounds of what it is you've sent in, your mum is wanting to control you. And she is using different methods of control to achieve that. She's using different methods of abuse. The fact that she will bring down the energy of the entire house, even though she is in the wrong for making the kind of demands and having the kind of expectations of you that she does. She will verbally abuse you. She will make irrational demands. She will talk to other people and defame you amongst the family and use elder status as a way to emotionally blackmail you into behaving in the way that she wants. It's a manipulation and control tactic that your mother is doing. This is not a healthy relationship, but obviously you know that. The advice that I would give, have a conversation with her. Like, it seems like you really do, outside of this, which honestly, I don't even think there's much space for a healthy relationship outside of all of this toxicity. You seem to have a relationship with her, or you seem to want to have a relationship with her. You know, you actively want to have a relationship with her, which is something that you said in your email. But holding on to a relationship that causes you more anxiety than brings you joy is a relationship that you need to step back from. I think you need to allow yourself to disappoint her. You need to allow yourself to be to just be yourself. I think it's honestly more so about what it is you think you need to do to protect yourself and to keep yourself happy and sane, whether it's not going back as often. Distance is a massive thing in helping maintain relationships like this, because you're not as exposed to them. You said you're living on the island. Don't go back home as regularly. Withdraw from the relationship, because you've done what it is you need to do. You've communicated. And mind you, you're the child. She's the adult. She's the mother. She's the parent. You are the child. You're being adultified because your mother is behaving like a brat. And I know it can be difficult to, think about your mother like this. And I know it's, African customs of, oh yeah, you must respect your parents. A lot of our parents aren't respectable. They don't behave respectably. They don't behave or treat us with any kind of respect. They don't respect our adulthood. They don't respect our desire for independence. They don't respect the fact that we are not things for them to control. Your mom wants to control you so that she can say that, she's the reason for your success, and she's this, she's that. You need to go no contact with her for a little bit. You need to reduce the amount of time that you give her. Don't play into whatever it is she's saying. It's not like you don't need to prove her wrong. You don't need to prove her right. You just need to protect yourself from what it is she is doing and call her out on the things that she is doing. If you think that is something that she will be receptive to, then do that. Again, only you have the discernment to understand how to navigate your mother, but you also need to be, if all the things that you have been doing so far have not been working and she's still behaving like this and she's still creating an environment, within the household that is this toxic, then you need to change up the method, sister. You need to change up the tactic. Don't see her as regularly. Don't communicate with her as much. Withdraw from that relationship. I know that you said that you're financially dependent on, you need some money. And I know what it's like in Nigeria. It's difficult. And so it's either, there's going to have to be a trade-off. There's going to have to be a trade-off, because if you want to, pull back from her, if you're going to pull back from her and not see her as much and all these things, you're also not going to be able to financially rely on her or go to her. So it's either you pick up a side hustle, you pick up another job, or, you become a bit more strict with your financial outgoings. But there's going to be a cost. It's going to be a thing of give and take. If you're going to, give up the desire to have the kind of relationship with your mum that you want to have because it's costing you so much mentally and it's fatiguing you, sister, you're only 22. Why? You shouldn't be having to deal with this. And so I think it's about setting boundaries. You need to decide what boundaries it is you can afford to set with her. I think that's honestly the main thing. Like, you need to find a way to not to even cement yourself further in your independence from your mother. A lot of, and what they do is they are infantilizing. Your mother is infantilizing you. She's holding you in this image, like you said in the email, that she still sees you as this child, as this plaything, as this thing that she can control. As like she sees your life as hers to decide, as hers to control. You can't allow her to think that. Stop. You need to let go of this idea of, not wanting to disappoint her. Your mother is a disappointment to you. Your mother is a disappointment to you because emotionally regulated, a rational and, loving, healthy parent who wants a relationship with their child would not behave like this. That's grounds for disappointment. If she's disappointed in you, be disappointed. Let her know you're disappointed in her as well. Because I've said, if all these niceties that you are doing to keep her calm is not already working, then really be intentional about enraging her then. I don't know. I'm very much a sometimes you're going to have to take the path of resistance. And that's just the truth. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be easy, but you will be so much better for it. You'll be so much better for it. If she decides that she wants to disown you, it's going to be difficult, because, and I'm saying this because I know what Nigerian parents can be like. I know how dogmatic and stubborn they can be. But do not let your respect for your mother, because it goes past respect. A lot of the things that they are saying, that they are calling disrespectful, it's not. It's not disrespectful. They're tyrants. Your mother is a bit of a tyrant. Your mother is a tyrant. And when you entitle yourself to your adulthood, it's going to come at the cost of the relation. It's probably going to come at the cost of the relationship with your parents. I know a lot of people who have excommunicated their parents from their lives, and they're better for it. Was it difficult? Yeah, of course. Because no child wants to not have a good relationship with their parent. No child wants that. Every child wants to have a good relationship with their parent. And don't listen to anybody that says, oh yeah, but at least she's here. At least she's still, at least she's financing this. At least she's this. At least, as in that is the least she could do. At least she's financing you. Well, yeah, you are her child. That's the least that a parent can do. Being a parent does not stop once the child is 18, because apparently that's when you're an adult. How are you an adult at 18, but your parents constantly infantilizing you? How can you be both an adult and being infantilized at the same time? You need to stand two toes down on entitling yourself to your adulthood. A lot of our parents are not good parents, and I think it's okay to say. It's necessary, in fact. A lot of our parents aren't good parents. It's very, very evident that a lot of them are not and should not have been parents, because they don't know how to do it well. And it's not even a thing of the times. I have peers who have great relationships with their parents. Their parents are very open-minded, willing to learn. They apologize when they're wrong. They prioritize the health and the well-being of their child. That's what a parent is supposed to be. Don't let the title of mother, this empty title, get you into a mind space where you feel indebted to her. Because this is not how a relationship with a mother should be. I am always ready to cut people off, to go no contact with relatives. I've got no contact with my older sister. I blocked her. I don't even tell people I have an older sister. That's not my sister. I don't care. Was there a point in which I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have an older sister? Yeah, but not her. Not her. And I found sisterhood in other women in my life. My friends, I consider them, they are my sisters. Not that person that I'm related to. No contact with her. I understand a sister is different to a mother, of course. But this is what I'm just saying that to tell you that if you're not happy with this kind of dynamic that your parent is setting up in the home regarding the relationship between you and them, okay, step back. It's either you cut down on communication and visitations for however long it is you need to do. Because this is impacting your health. It's impacting your health. Your health is your priority. Because when you're sick now, when you're developing an autoimmune disease, because of the stress and anxiety that is filled in filling your body, the dread that fills your body every time at the thought of, walking on eggshells around this landmine mother of yours that can just blow up at any point, blow up at other people. And I think you also need to come together with the other people that are impacted by her behaviors. You all need to come together and have the conversation and say what she is doing is not good, and none of us are going to stand for it. Bully her back. Sorry. There is power in numbers. If you can all identify that how she is speaking to you is not good, you all need to come together and decide a plan of action. Get on the same page, because this is how tyrants continue their tyrannical reign, because they go unchecked, because everyone is scared. People want to fall in line. One thing about me, listen, I don't want peace. I want problems always. I'm always ready to stand vindicated in my truth, in knowing that this is bad. This is not good. I will be the person that will make every sitting awkward and uncomfortable for everybody. Because if my comfort isn't something that you consider, why the hell should I consider yours? Let's all be uncomfortable. You need to come together with the people in the household that are affected by this, and you need to come up with a plan of action. Now, I know there will be people that will not agree with you, that will not see, but at least that's one thing that you can do. When people come together and they decide, no, we're not accepting this, you'll see how things change. You'll see how things change. But people are scared. People have been indoctrinated and controlled, and they've been learned helplessness. But that's why you need to speak. You need to speak to people. If you speak to them now and they say, oh, nah, we can't do that, then okay, cool. You have to do something yourself then, because this is impacting your health. Are we not taking this into consideration? Stress kills. It builds up. If it's not that it's going to kill you, it will start giving you high blood pressure, which will lead to other symptoms, which will lead to other this, which will lead to this, which will lead to a stroke, which will lead to a heart attack, which will lead to an aneurysm, which will lead to a... Hello, sister? African parents love infantilizing their grown children. On one hand, you're adultified at a very early age, but you're simultaneously infantilized when you're an adult. And so trying to navigate that dichotomy, it's the dichotomy of it all. Trying to navigate that dichotomy, trying to balance these identities born of the insecurities and the traumas and the insensitivities and the inconsiderations and the poor parenting that they have created. It's a headache. It is a headache. But you cannot be the only one that's getting a headache. Give her a headache back. Give her a headache back. Give her a headache back. Sometimes when you're too accessible to your parents, they take that for granted. When they're too accessible, they take it for granted. If it's that you have to go no contact for time, you need to have conditions for what it will take for you to decide to end the no contact. Whether it's that they write you a letter detailing exactly what they think they did wrong that caused the breakdown of your relationship, whether it's that they buy you something, whether it's that whatever conditions you have for you to accept them back in your life, you do that. Or if it's a thing where you've decided, no, there is no way I want this person back in my life again, then you do that. There's no way I'm having my sister back in my life. That's not my sister. Absolutely. I've decided that's it. I decided a long time ago that, nah, I don't want her in my life. You're just a relative. So I think these are the things you need to get a bit more comfortable with. You need to get comfortable with, I think you feel too indebted to her. And mind you, it's just her job. Like it's her role as a parent to care for you, to provide for you, to do all the things that you feel so indebted to her for. Who asked her to have children? That's what a caring parent is supposed to do. Parents are not supposed to, to now see that as a way to control their child. That's manipulative. A lot of our parents had no business being parents because they're not well-adjusted people. You can't be a good parent if you're not well-adjusted. You can't be a good parent if you don't know how to communicate without shouting and causing so much unrest and chaos in the house. You need to stand up for yourself. That's what you need to do. It's going to come at some consequences. You decide which consequences you're comfortable with, but you need to decide. You need to decide. Take control. Whatever amount of control it is you can take over this situation, this relationship with your mum, do that. Speak to the people around you. But I honestly think that you're going to have to reduce the kind of your availability, your access, and your communication with your mother. Let her spread the salacious lies that she wants to spread. Obviously, have your safety in mind. But then comes a point in every African child's life where they decide enough is enough. I decided a while ago that enough was enough. They fear me now. Is that the relationship that I wanted with my parents? No. But humans we adapt. You'll adapt. You'll adapt to not having your mother around as much. You'll adapt to not, talking to her as much. And you'll even see, because honestly, if this is the relationship, this is the peak, this is the best that she can do to facilitate a relationship with you, it's not a relationship worth having. And it's something that you can come to terms with gradually over time. If you're already there, then okay. But if talking to her, letting her know how it is you want to improve the relationship, what it is you need from her, how it is the way she treats you makes you feel. If she does that thing that so many African parents do where they say, oh, but I brought you into this life. I clothed you. I fed you. I did this. I blah, blah, blah. If she gets defensive to the point where she's blaming you, then you need to make that decision. If you're going to continue to try to have conversations with her, or if you're going to say, you know what? This is not a woman who is capable of changing. Because for me, it's absolutely insane for a parent to not be willing to change for their child. Especially if that child has explicitly said, the way that you are treating me is harming the relationship. It's irrational for them to not do what it is that will bring them closer to you. It's not about you getting closer to her. She needs to get closer to you. She needs to meet you at your boundaries, at your conditions. That's what needs to happen, sis. And I think people aren't used to, African children, especially daughters, talking about being ready to cut off their parents. There was a video that I saw not too long ago about how this one girl and her sisters jumped their dad, their abusive alcoholic father. A lot of fathers should have gotten jumped. A lot of fathers should have gotten jumped. A lot of fathers should have been ran out of the house. A lot of fathers should have never been made to be as comfortable as they were. A lot of mothers should never have been allowed to get away with the kind of abuse that they were inflicting onto their children, whether it was physical, whether it was psychological, whether it was emotional, whether it has to do with your sense of self, whether it has to do with your sense of perception. Because a lot of there are parents, there are mothers who will chip away at the confidence and the desires for independence that their daughters have, because a lot of them are male-centered. A lot of African mothers are male-centered. A lot of them are very male-centered. A lot of them are male-centered. And they will chip away at the confidence and the desires for independence that their daughters have, again, for the sake of them marrying. for the sake of marrying their daughters off, because they see that as virtuous. They don't consider just how much they've had to break down their daughter's will, their daughter's audacity, their daughter's, bravery and courage for that. They don't care. You have to care. You have to care about your health. You have to care about what it is you're accepting, what it is you're not accepting. It's very, very important. Very important. So that's what I would say. Obviously, again, decide what it is you want to do. But I also do feel like a lot of us would have been a lot better had we have just not allowed things like tradition and culture to keep us anchored to people who are, to relatives and family members who are not good for us, because they will put you in danger. It's about harm. A lot of the cultural practices and traditions that we create and form and fortify and cocoon our identities around is literally founded in, it's just a humiliation ritual for girls and women. A lot of culture and traditions in African households is just humiliation rituals masquerading as culture. Just because something is culture, just because something is tradition, doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's healthy. Is there not a culture of pedophilia in Nigeria? Does that mean that's something that we should not challenge? Does that mean that's something we should not address? Just because it's culture, just because it's the way that it's been. That it's the way it's been because the people who are affected, the marginalized groups, the children, the women that are bearing the brunt of it are not protected. It's not culture. It is a failure of culture. It is a failure of community. A lot of what we call cultures are just failures of community to protect the victims of abuse. Don't be beholden to things like culture, especially when your nervous system, your mind, your subconscious, your medulla oblongata is telling you that this thing is not right. We're taught so much to suppress our better judgment. Don't. There is nobody in my life that is above excommunicating. And I make that known to everybody. Of course, that is a last resort kind of thing. But it's something that I'm very comfortable doing. Very comfortable doing. I can do it very easily. Because I entitle myself to the full spectrum of my emotions. When somebody has wounded me to an extent that I cannot recover from, because I don't believe in all of this, what doesn't kill you make you stronger? No. And, you're just, you just get on with it, forgive and forget. I will never forgive and I will never forget someone who harms me. Never. Ever. Ever. Nobody should. No. But because we live in a world that is so, we live in societies and cultures and are raised in traditions that seldom care to protect and prioritize the victims, the survivors, the abused. They've just kind of accepted that learned helplessness. That idea that, I might as well just get over it. That was me for a very long time. That was me growing up. That's what I was conditioned to think like. And it cost me so much. It still costs me. To this day, it still costs me. I'm still recovering from the wounds that other people have inflicted on me. And then you have people say, oh yeah, forgive and forget. Forgive and forget what? Forgive and forget what? My body does not forgive and forget. My mind cannot forgive and forget. My memories cannot forgive and forget. My body does not forgive and forget. The wounds, the scars that were inflicted on you by the torturous discipline of your parents is still there. You're telling me to forgive and forget something that is indelible on my skin. You want me to forgive and forget a scar, the moment that caused a scar that is still on my body to this day. That's what you want me to forgive and forget. My body does not forgive and forget. Like what? And so the more of us that get more comfortable with this idea that, you know what? I'm going to take control of this situation and I'm going to do what is best for me. To hell with what that means for the person who caused the pain. To hell with what it means for the relationship. Nobody is above blocking. Nobody. It's going to hurt. It's not easy, but it's necessary. If you want to change and take control of the situation, it is necessary. But it's up to you to decide when that thing becomes a necessity. Only you can judge that. But yeah, this was all these dilemmas, all these problematic problems were very serious. Oh my goodness, very serious. I hope that, of course, I'm not an expert, but I try to give the kind of perspectives and, responses that I would genuinely do, that I know would get results. And I think because I'm very comfortable with my right to respond in whatever situation that I have been put in, I'm always going to come from a place of, okay, how do I protect myself from this? Because people are always ready to abuse, basically. People are always ready to abuse the relationship, the love that you have for them, the care that you have for them, the consideration that you have for them. People are always ready to abuse that, always ready to misuse that. You have to fortify your mind and fortify yourself from that in whatever capacity you are able to. Like, I will go no contact with someone so quickly, especially when I feel like when it's like a betrayal that I just can't understand. And just because you're understanding doesn't mean you have to be accepting. Just because you are understanding doesn't mean you have to be accepting. Don't accept it. You might go through some period of struggle, but rather a struggle that leads to your independence and your removal from a toxic situation than the struggle that keeps you in it. Obviously with discernment. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Sayo Says. Sayo says, burn the bridge and swim across the waters if you have to. Sayo says, entitle yourself to the kind of safety and protection that someone that you love is not providing for you. Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends, that's what Sayo says. Yeah, Sayo says.